Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Harley Quinn. I don't know why I blanked there. To Harley Quinn Season 2, Episode 2. So yeah, we came back into Season 2 with Gotham destroyed, everything kind of upended, and things went heavy. We have the different criminals, the different baddies, rogues, whatever you want to call them, vying for Gotham and eventually forming the Injustice League, which is really fun that they brought that in. Harley's trying to rule Gotham, and she and her crew are having to deal with all of this. There is the entire thing with the I can't think of what they were called. Goons? Yeah, I think it was goons. Or there's henches as well. Yeah, that's right. Goons. There's an entire thing with the Goon Rebellion that was quashed pretty quickly. Harley was frozen on ice by Mr. Freeze, who has a pretty sick mohawk in this version. Oh, jeez. A lot of fun. And so now we're going to kind of have to see where it goes. Penguin is dead, and the Injustice League has split up Gotham into their playground. As I stated last time, with each of them having their own, like, kind of section of Gotham to themselves, it's very much like a video game thing. You could compare it to Resident Evil Village that's out currently. Just each of the four lords in that game having their own areas. It's kind of similar in this, where each of the crime bosses in Gotham have their own areas. So it's going to be interesting to see where this all goes. I assume Harley's going to just take them all on one by one. But we also saw a brief bit at the end where Bruce Wayne was discovered in the rubble of the tower and everything. And we know why he was there. Now, real quick before we get into anything else, if you are just here for this series and have not seen my previous reactions this week, you may notice right now, just looking at me, I have a bit of a sunburn here. It's actually a pretty bad sunburn. It's on my shoulders, my upper arms, my upper back, and everything. And if I move my upper arms in any notable way, or if my shoulders or whatnot, it hurts like hell. It hurts just much less when I'm even just sitting here, and everything. Um, it's pretty bad, but hopefully it will be gone before long. But I'm just letting you know, just in case, like during the reaction or anything, I'm like not moving my arms as much as normal, um, or at least my upper arms, I guess. Or during the reaction, I might not, or I might accidentally move in the wrong way, and I might wince in pain a little bit. So I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna try not to, but I can't guarantee that, obviously. Um, but yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. Basically, just figure out how to get it healed quicker. And the most I can do is I have an aloe burn gel in the bathroom that I've been using on it, and it helps soothe it a little bit, but that's about it. It's just a relief gel. So, but from what I read, it shouldn't last any more than 2 weeks. But I hope it doesn't last 2 weeks. 2 weeks is just the maximum, and that's only if it's a really bad sunburn. Which hopefully, even though mine it feels like it's pretty bad, I'm hoping it's not actually that bad. I'm hoping it's gone within a week, which will be this coming Sunday, or at least much more manageable by that point. Either way, I'm excited to get into more Harley Quinn. Um, I've been very much enjoying this series, so we'll just see how it goes. I'm glad to be back into season two, that's for sure. Um, so we're gonna just get this started. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I looked it up. Brianna Cuoco is Kaylee Cuoco's sister, which is already cool. Then I found out that Brianna Cuoco was a contestant on The Voice, the singing competition show. And it's like, really? So she's a musician, she's a voice actress, and she's had live action acting roles as well. That's cool. That's just really cool. I like that. I don't know if I saw her on The Voice because I haven't seen every season, but I'm definitely gonna look that up now. um, but it's cool that she's in this with her sister, and I hope we get to see more of Barbara in the future as Batgirl now, which very much could happen, very much. But yeah, so let's talk about this episode. This was a really good episode. I really had fun with this. And yeah, it looks like my theory was right about them going after each of the villains one at a time. Um, I'm good with that. I like that. But I just like the concept for this episode. Harley and Ivy and Clayface go undercover as college students at Riddler's University to try and basically figure out what's going on with the fact that his university is the only place that has working electricity and shit and clean water. So because they want that for themselves. I love their human disguises. I love the random kite man appearance. That was random, but okay. Um, and Barb was easily the highlight of this episode to me. Harley and Ivy were great. Riddler was great. All of that was fun. The obviously I loved Clayface as Steph. I just love that entire concept and how well it was executed. And again, the expressions, like my God, those were amazing. But Barb, I love this interpretation of Barbara. I love how she's awkward but has a strong sense of justice. She's still very athletic, which is how she should be. But she's also kind of dorky at the same time. She's not like this super cool badass all the time. She feels like a real person. Like honestly, she feels like a college student, like a college kid, just having fun, getting by. I love the entire line about like how to win the bracelets she had to chug a beer and she didn't like how it tasted or what it did to her. Like I love that. Like that was such a great line. Um, I really liked her character. And I've seen multiple different interpretations of Barbara, of course. Um, I've seen interpretations where she's more of a badass. I've seen interpretations that focus super heavily on her intelligence. I've seen interpretations that make her seem a little more fun. This one definitely seems to focus on the fun aspect, but not making her seem like too ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I've seen clips and stuff from that DC Superhero Girls series, and it goes too far with how the characters are portrayed. Barbara is just way too goofy in that, from what I've seen. Um, though the DC Superhero Girls are, or again, whatever it's called, I think that's what it's called. Um, Let me check real quick, just to be safe, because I'll know it by what it looks like. Yes, this is it. DC Superhero Girls is correct. Yeah, because that's also the one with the beefy Supergirl, which I'm kind of all for. But basically, I believe this was. Let me check here before I say anything, just to be safe. Yes, I am correct. This was created by Lauren Faust. I was thinking for a second, like, I'm not thinking of something else, am I? No, it was this one. And that's the problem with it because all the characters in it are basically the characters from MLP. Lauren Faust created Generation 4 of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and all the characters in this are basically the characters from My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. They're the exact same archetypes. And it's boring because of and I again, from what I've seen of it, I don't like the humor. I don't like how the characters are portrayed that much, especially Barbara. Um, the voice acting I have no real issue with. I believe Barbara in that is voiced by Tara Strong, actually, who goddess of voice acting. Like seriously, she is the queen, the goddess, just the absolute star of voice acting. Yeah, she's voiced by Tara. Supergirl is voiced by Nicole Sullivan, Zatanna, Carrie Walgren, another good voice actor. Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern is Mirna Velasco. Bumblebee is Kimberly Brooks. And yeah, another big thing about it is it's like all these girls are like in high school together. It's one of those ridiculous high school high schoolified superhero kind of stories that just doesn't work. Um, oh, and Wonder Woman, by the way, is Grey Griffin. Um, but it's just like I don't like what I've seen of it, especially again because the main six characters in it are just like the main six from MLP. They're practically the same characters, and if I remember right, Barbara was more of the Pinkie Pie of the group, which you would think I would like because Pinkie Pie is my favorite in MLP. But I don't. We don't need another MLP like that, especially turning DC superheroes into MLP. It's too similar with their personalities and characters, and the fact that there's six main characters. It's just like it's too much of the same thing, and I'm not about that. But I like how she's portrayed here in Harley Quinn. Because again, there is still that goofiness, there is still that comedic edge because, well, it's a comedic show, and she very much has this like giddy personality as well, where she's kind of like this. We see that she's a bit of a Batman fangirl. We see that she gets overexcited at certain things, and I like that. But it also shows that she's also very capable, very strong, very smart, very well, not the best shot, but she can improve on that. Um, she can work on things like that, but she definitely has the ability to be the Batgirl we all know and love. She just has to perfect a couple things first, which I like. Again, I like that we have this interpretation of her that is goofy but also legit. It kind of brings both of those together. Um, Riddler's part in this was more like most of the episode, he was kind of like in the background or just over the speakers or whatnot on the TV. We don't actually see him for most of the episode until the end. He doesn't do too much in this one. So it's not really about him as much. Um, yeah, definitely the standouts were the introduction of Barbara and Clayface as Stephanie, which was really just fucking hilarious. Um, that was definitely the standouts of this episode, which I'm fine with. I really like this episode. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So I'm completely good with those being the standouts. Um, and so I'm wondering exactly which villain we're going to go with next. Because during the entire adventure in Riddler's college, his university, we also saw King Shark and Psycho trying to get a water purifier and getting mixed up with goons from Two-Face and Bane's territories. So, are we going to take on one of them next, or is that telling us like that's going to be the next two we take on? Or is that just kind of tricking us into thinking that, and we're going to go with someone else? Also, I feel it's notable that the fact that Penguin was killed, but Riddler is being held as a captive. They didn't kill Riddler. They're very specifically holding him captive and making him do what he had been doing to get the electricity. I wonder where that's going. Is Riddler going to be broken out? Is he going to be freed? Or what's going to happen with that? I guess we'll find out. In the meantime, though, tell me what you thought of this episode of Harley Quinn Season 2 down in the comments below, and thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.